What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. And today we're here for a PSGL social race. It's the Invitational. It's the second one they've done, and yeah, it's basically the start of league racing for us. So it's Spain. This is our quali lap, and let's just say the grid is rather stacked. We've got Jan Opner, Frederick Rasmussen, basically a lot of esports drivers in here. So yeah, I think points today would be a pretty decent achievement considering the calibre of drivers we're up against. Yeah, I don't think my pace was great, really. The qualifying pace was, yeah. I didn't practice anywhere near as much as some others, but also I don't think I just would have been there anyway. I was just struggling a bit, basically, on putting the car to its limits, basically. So yeah, this lap so far it's been okay. We're barely up on our 14.5 to begin with, and that wasn't really a great lap. And to barely be up on it isn't really great at all. So I know there's time in this final sector, and we are going to try and find that time, as we are now half a tenth up. And any real improvement's going to put us up a few positions, hopefully, because the grid is really quite close. Let's come through the final corner now. And we're just under a tenth up, we're just a tenth up now. And that should put us up a few positions, only 2 positions. And we finished in the end P14. We were 3 or so hundredths off, 2 hundredths off P11. And as you know, P11 strat is very good. Still, I'm not sure if it's as good as it was in the last game, but it's still very good. I'd much rather be P14 than like P10 or P9. So, yeah, now we're here at the start. We're just waiting for the game to start and everyone to be ready. So yeah, we just got to try and focus, get a good start, keep our nose clean, and hopefully get to the end of this race, because that's really what matters. And it's lights out and away we go. We actually get a really good start here, so we get a better start than Dario on our left and Jarno behind us. He's now getting the slipstream. We're going to have a look on the inside. I didn't really want to dive up there because I'd probably just get spun out, and while I was looking for that move, Jarno just went straight around my outside, so we've lost a position. We're now down in P15. We've got Rasmussen right behind us, as we're going to have a little look on Dario's inside. He's trying to have a go around the outside of Jarno, which doesn't work. Now that gives us the inside line and now the outside line. And can we get this move done? We use first gear for some reason, but we do just about get the move done on Dario. So net, we've not lost anything off that start, which I think I'll take that, considering who we're up against. So, yeah, we just got to try and keep close to them, no mistakes. And we are actually quite close to the back of Jarno here. And I was just thinking about staying behind, but he breaks very early. They all break very early, and we kind of get boxed in behind him. And that's actually allowed Rasmussen, our teammate, round the outside. And, yeah, I can't lie, once he was there, I was just like, oh, just go, please. And I let him go because it's lap 1, and I just want to make it to the end of this race. To see what I can do, really. As yeah, so not a great first lap. We lost a position, but probably we lost positions too. Probably the 2 quickest people in this game, Rasmussen and Jarno. So overall, it's not been terrible. But skipping on to lap 6 now, we're still in the DRS of Rasmussen, but we were making a few mistakes. That's why the gap's a tenth or 2 bigger than I'd really like it to be. So we're having to use our ERS in this lap to try and get back into a nice range. 7 attempts isn't still too bad. But yeah, we lock the rears up, and now we're outside of 1 second. So that's not really what we were looking for, because we're not going to have DRS now. And it's a sign that I was just pushing too hard. But for some reason, we do actually have DRS, even though I don't think we were within a second. But that's because Rasmussen, I don't know if you can see his game actually crashed. So yeah, he lost some time, we got DRS, and he's now basically out of this race, but his AI is still driving. Which isn't going to help us here, because we're just a bit too close to it, and I wasn't really sure how much apex speed it was going to take. And now finally he has left the session, he's going to go, so that's not going to affect us anymore. But the problem with this is, even though we made the mistake, we were only about a tenth out of DRS, so we could have still got back in it. But now it's about 1.6, 1.7 to Joni Tormer ahead. He's got Jarno ahead of us, ahead of him even. and it's going to be so hard to catch them, especially if I'm making mistakes like that. I just lose the rear end, and yeah, there's a tenth and a half gone straight away. One thing to note, Jarno, he was actually on the different preset to most people, so down the straights he was rapid. Now moving on to lap 12, we've lost about 2 seconds since that, and that's really, the soft runners obviously were pulling them along a bit once they pitted, like Jarno, Alvaro. They're just quicker than us, so we just have to accept that at this point. Here's Antoine though going past us. We were talking, I was like, okay, just go past me if you want to, just try and drive as quick as you can using the ERS, but his ERS is, with his red lights flashing, if you don't know what that means he has got under 10% ERS. And now moving on to lap 16, I've decided, I've saved up some of my ERS, I'm just going to go back past him, and he doesn't make it hard for us at all. Straight up into P4, and I think we're in a net P10 all at the moment. We're starting from 14th, so that's alright. We've gained net a few positions, but we are at 5 seconds just over behind Joni Tormler now, as Jarno and that line front, they were just rapid, and at this stage I've just got to accept that I'm not at that level yet, as I broke about 200 metres, maybe not 200 metres, but quite early for the pits, then had to start accelerating again because I broke way too early, so that wasn't great. But yeah, we got undercutted by Dario. Well, he pitted the lap before and he was about a second behind us, so we've responded on this lap, me and Antoine. Lucky not to get held at all or anything like that. We are in P13 at the moment, but there are a few people I think yet to pit. I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1 or 2. As Dario does get past us, I could have maybe had a look on the inside turn 1, but to be honest, there's no point. You just way too much risk and literally zero reward. So yeah, moving on now. Lap 25, we're in P11. I just kept it behind Dario, was saving my tyres, saving my ERS. His pace wasn't amazing. It wasn't that bad. He was quite quick in a straight line, so I think he might have been using the same preset Jarno was. Because I felt like during the lap I was quicker, but I couldn't get anywhere really near on the straights if I wasn't using my overtake. We did see Simon pull off to the side there. I think he disconnected somewhere during the race and he got back in, but he was on the wrong strategy. So I think he just gave up, realising he was on the wrong strategy, because the game did tell everyone to do soft, medium, medium. But soft, hard was possible, even though the game said it wasn't. It was a bit weird. But now we're using our overtake and we're going to fly past Dario. Overtake DRS is, I'd say, even more OP than last game, or at least on par. So that's how we just flew past him. And now on lap 28 we've caught up to Fabrizio Donoso. He was in the leading fight for about, or maybe like the fight for the podium, I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure he had some contact or made a mistake somewhere. So we're now right behind him. He's on the hards. This shouldn't be too hard, considering we've got DRS overtake. And we're going to go through into turn 1, take back the racing line because we're at a car's length ahead, and we're now in P8. So we've got about 2 second gap to, just over 2 seconds, to Cedric Tome in front of us, CRG Evo if you don't know. But out of nowhere, Dario has just come at us basically, and I didn't expect that, and I tried defending, but the momentum Dario had was just way too much for me to even consider diving it back up the inside, and that's just going to really cost us time to Cedric if he can't put some good laps in, as we're just about close enough really to Cedric to maybe think about catching him on the last lap, as the hards are definitely starting to go off now, but so are the mediums. The Ultstrat wasn't actually that OP,
There's 3 laps of
unless you're like in the Jarno, Alvaro and Joni Tormler group of 3. So for the rest of us it wasn't that great really. The soft hard definitely stood its own, but yeah, I think the hard medium is still the better strategy. But yeah, we're keeping it quite close to the back of Dario here, and yeah, we just want to keep it close so we can get a move done down into turn 1, as we are gaining slightly on Cedric, but not really a lot at all. So that's why I wasn't annoyed, I was just kind of hoping we could catch him by more. As we use our overtake, DRS, and we fly back past Dario. It's not even a contest. DRS, straight line speed, whatever, it's so OP.
Nice work, that brings you up
and
place.
We are now back into P8, and I do believe there are a few cars ahead with penalties. So we're now onto the final lap, and I'm going to show you the whole final lap.
Final lap of the
We're
race.
within a second of Cedric, but we didn't get DRS, and that really could cost us because we're not really going to gain much on this straight. His red light is flashing, which means he's used all of his overtake just like we have. So we're really just going to try and push as hard as we can to see if we can get anywhere near to him and hopefully try and maybe make a move. But to be honest, I think Dario with his overtaking, obviously not his fault at all, that's just cost us a few crucial tenths in the fight to catching Cedric. So yeah, if we were a bit more calculated, I think me and Dario both maybe could have caught him. But it is what it is. It's only a social, and the pace is really what matters, not the actual position. As we're just about within half a second of Cedric, but it's just not going to be enough really to make a move, as we're gaining one more lap, and we definitely would have him. So that's going to be slightly annoying. As you can see, we're all over him relatively. You can't really get much closer than this because of the dirty air. But Lucas Blakely won the race. GG's to him. He was insanely quick today. I think Jarno got P2 and Yoni P3, I want to say.
Caution.
I might be wrong with that. But Cedric actually gets P6, Avaro P7, us P8. So that has actually cost us 2 positions because we were less than 3 tenths, or maybe just over 3 tenths, off P6. Which is a little annoying, but yet again, it's only a social race, so it doesn't really matter. It was Tomek, actually, in P3 because he didn't have any penalties. So GG to them, GG to everyone. And yeah, it was a kind of fun race. It was a little bit nerve-wracking. But I think you can just see with the calibre of grid we're up against, I think a P8, even though we probably could have got P6, is still very good. So yeah, that's going to be that. Thank you guys for watching. The next week's content is going to be mainly clips because I'm going to be away for a week, so I can't really make any proper videos. But the clips seem to be doing quite well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.